Everything Great About Venom has been sponsored by Wix. The black and white of the Sony logo are kind of like Venom's black and white. No, come on, you're just fooling. Shaky cam amateur camera operator. You know, realism.
That's Jameson.
Oh, good. Mary Jane's interim boyfriend made it out alive. Whoop! Never mind. So this symbiote is kind of a murderous jerk, eh? I do love the body takeover effects, though. Fixing compound fractures is a riot. And Eddie Brock's sizzle reel montage is the fastest way to flood my brain with Tom's accent, so I get used to it. And also, you know, establish him as a hard-hitting journo.
There's no such thing as can't.
That could be the Mayans' MC slogan.
Are you gonna behave yourself tomorrow?
No.
At least he's honest about it. No one should have expected anything different.
Of the Daily Globe incident?
And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling Spider-Men. I can't really compliment the meaning behind this choice. I mean, I could make something up about the story not really being about these two, and that Eddie's obsession with the story supersedes all other things, but the movie lets go of that idea pretty fast, and really I just think cutting the music abruptly rather than fading it out slowly is a fun aesthetic choice that may have been just that. Fun. Realistic looking and career appropriate emails that are only on screen for a few seconds. Attention to detail. At first I wondered why she was hobbling around since the symbiote had fixed her leg, but then it occurred to me that there are still limits to what the human body can do, and if you're just walking for miles and miles, eventually you're going to need some delicious eel heads. Could also be that it wasn't a perfect match for Riot, so like a lot of the hosts, her organs were failing. So Riot is like a combination of Quill and Spike from The Last Stand. Bold move, Sony. Bold move. And also, let's not forget Hela. Because isn't her sword technically a symbiote?
Do you ever feel like your life is like one monumental screw up?
Nope.
Reassurance.
Give me $1 for a song, I'll throw in the paper.
As long as the song is Amy Mann's Save Me. Also, I see Claudia's coke addiction got the best of her. Not even John C. Reilly could save her. Okay, that's a lot of references to make sure you're with me.
You look like
And you look as beautiful as ever.
Compliments all around. J. Jonah's failure of a rival, Barney Bushkin. I may have been one of the few people who enjoyed the movement of the symbiote in Spider-Man 3, but Sony upped the game for this iteration. That's pretty brutal. And the symbiote seems pissed off. Like, how have you not figured out what I'm compatible with yet?
Bring in the next volunteer.
You know when Mona Lisa Saperstein is the reasonable person in your bad guy clique that everyone else is crazy.
Whoever you are, you suck.
There are two instances in this movie of either a reshoot or some ADR after the trailer was released, and honestly they renew my faith in the process. This is the first, as if the director or Hardy saw this back
You suck. Whoever you are.
and thought, nah, we can do better, and then did.
Whoever you are, you suck.
It's pretty cool, all the people that he took down.
Yeah, I was one of them.
The new boyfriend character of Dan he's a cliche Dodge character. He's just a nice dude who actually fanboys over Eddie a little. Well done, writers.
we call them symbiotes.
And thank goodness you do call them that. This is the second fix from the trailers.
We call them symbiotes.
See, people, sometimes your voices are heard.
You know what they say, science never sleeps.
It's the perfect crime. Some people may say that, you don't know. Trying to save your old friend only to get a new friend. Now here's some fun lateral tracking through the woods with a tension-building score that makes for a solid action set piece. Tree removal skills. This isn't going to be the last of this kind of win, but Tom Hardy's physical acting. I realize he's getting some help from wires and effects here and there, but you can already tell by his performance that Venom is pulling him around. Garbage chicken, which leads to an appropriate reaction.
What is wrong with me?
And another appropriate reaction. Let's just get this out of the way. This movie is not the same movie without Tom Hardy interacting with Tom Hardy. Therefore, Tom Hardy, and let's be honest here, this has been a long time coming, Tom Hardy is always a win. If you're wondering why Riot doesn't seem to be killing its hosts as fast as all the hosts Drake has been using, remember that it's been choosing its hosts. It kills most people and then picks the best match. I assume it's the same reason it's taken 6 months to get in an airplane. Just trying to find that perfect host. Hey, guy with backpack wipe.
This is dead. Dead.
Astute observations. Oh man, this is a scene. From very conscientiously considering eating Dan's head, to shushing the hostess, to finally finding that live snack he needed. Good stuff.
Please don't call the police, okay? Call an ambulance. I'm a doctor. This man is my, patient.
You know, props to Danny Egan. Sorry, I'm sure Reed Scott's done other great things, but he's always going to be the guy who is really mean to Mike. Which means seeing him go out of his way for his girlfriend's ex is admirable. One more improvement I'm just now deciding was an improvement from the trailer with the Venom overlays rather than just the black creeping up his neck.
Hey, can you turn your music down, please?
Whatever.
Negotiation skills.
You are making us look bad.
It takes a bit to get here, but once you do, it's worth it.
I'm so sorry about your friends.
Politeness. Also, again, Tom sells the idea that he's just a marionette with Venom holding the strings. Saving a new fleshy buddy. Not quite as graceful as Spidey, but he's got the main idea. Great way to introduce these two to each other and sort of allows Venom to exist in physical form before he exists in physical form.
This is beyond anything we thought it was possible.
Seeing the bigger picture. Can't really knock him for it. Resourcefulness. So fire does obviously hurt Venom, but you could also see it as a little foreshadowing that it won't necessarily kill him like he thinks.
Do something!
Doing something. And it's some pretty good ingenuity. Having a good time. Also, Ludwig Göransson's score starts to pick up and have as much fun as Eddie here.
I am going to die!
You're not going to die!
Optimism with abilities to back it up. Pretty awesome healing factor that is unique from Wolverine's and an awesome transformation into full-form Venom. And just in general, one of the most impressive and comic-accurate portrayals. Tongue and all.
I am Venom.
Ugh, those milky, organic-looking eyes. Hate him and love him.
You gonna eat anybody else?
Most likely.
Gander.
No! You do not touch him, he is my
There's actually something really sweet about Eddie trying to protect Alvarez from Venom.
You want up?
Dang it, I love Venom's voice. Just on the surface, the bassy power creates this imposing image of Venom in your head at all times. But then the effects and the way it's mixed makes it feel like it's always surrounding you but inside your head at the same time. Also, are we seeing this building through Eddie's fear of heights vision? Seems a little taller and skinnier than it probably is.
You are far too good of a match to throw away so soon. Plus, I am starting to like you.
Friendship.
Mask! Copy! Mask!
Copy!
Is that like a callback? An instant callback? Really, it's the first glimpses of Eddie and Venom's relationship and communication skills building. I love it. Also, badass, good, bad, medium guy? A visually fun fight with the added effect of the silhouette symbiote scatter away from Eddie because of the flashbangs. Brutal. So I really like the synthy sound effect in the score that Venom and actually I think all the symbiotes get, but I couldn't place it at first and I finally figured out that it totally reminds me of the World Engine.
We do not eat policemen!
Having a moral code.
Never apologized. You might not live to get another chance.
Wow, that's like relationship advice from black goo that eats people's heads. Okay, so the movie does something here that I like to call respecting your audience. 9 million movies before this one with similar premises and similar scenes have had this similar character in disbelief until, well, far beyond all reason. Not only does she quickly realize Venom is in the dog, she also talks to Venom.
You're using him up.
Even tries to reason with Venom when she finds out he's killing Eddie.
You're killing him.
I guess Eddie learned a few things from Venom.
Venom!
That is the ugliest looking thing I have ever seen!
Cool-headedness. But still some expectation subversion. He's just a reporter without Venom. She-Venom. Love? I'm not sure how I feel about this.
What really made you change your mind?
You did, Eddie.
I actually really like the relationship between Eddie and Venom. What can I say? Tom Hardy knows how to build a friendship with himself. Yeah, trailer or not, that's still brutal.
He has got you have never seen.
What are our chances?
Pretty much 0.
Holy sh**!
Told you.
In general, a wisecracking Venom who knows his place is much more enjoyable to watch than the alternative. It's not the best of the best CGI we've seen in the past few years, but it's fun to watch. It's over the top, and you get a real sense of the power and speed of the symbiotes. And they're able to be pretty brutal sans blood. That's actually a pretty big deal as the first time Eddie consciously chooses to reconnect with Venom. And this is a pretty awesome CGI pan around. Super symbiote! Now the human's throwing real-time, slow-motion punches comparatively feels perfectly appropriate.
You're too late. This is the next stage.
And a cliche dodge. No monologuing for you, Drake. And another! Stabbing our hero through the torso. Brutal.
Have a nice
Have a nice life.
Ha! Callback. Comeuppance.
Goodbye, Eddie.
Man, that's some self-sacrifice.
She has no idea we are going to get her back.
Venom's alive! And he's still working on Eddie's relationships. Aww.
Don't give up on her, either of you.
Stanley is always a win. We miss you, Stan. Also appreciate the confirmation that he knows Venom's in there, solidifying that supernatural status.
Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
I think it was this joke that alerted people to the tone of this film, and I think that was the right call. No sense expecting an R-rated gore fest when it's really a buddy cop action movie.
We are Venom.
I have a parasite.
And just a little more honesty.
I'm the music that y'all grew up on. Eddie Brock is you, and I'm the suit. So
whoa, Eminem just got way too meta for me. Still win.
Hey, Red.
I appreciate that they throw hints out for the Uber fans talking about bodies, hey Red, so you could most likely figure out who it is.
There's gonna be carnage.
But then even the most uninitiated of us have at least heard of Venom's nemesis, so the stinger becomes more than just for the select few. I like it. And also this little teaser. Cannot wait to get to this bad boy. So yeah, just go see this if you haven't already. I hate to complain about the movie not delivering on what the trailer promised because that's pretty much par for the course at this point. Trailers aren't meant to show you what the movie is about, they're meant to get you to go to the movie. Which is why I love trailers, because they're the best version of every movie. But this line,
The way I see it, we can do whatever we want.
would be more towards the beginning of the movie I was expecting to see. Might seem like a minor difference, but the relationship alluded to between Venom and Eddie at the end is where I expected, or maybe just hoped they'd be by the middle. I thought we'd see more of them working together buddy-buddy. It just reminds me of the infamous Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer and that thing we all know happened. The relationship between trailer houses, producers, and filmmakers is just getting worse as the people with the money decide the movie that was actually made will sell better if they pay someone else to convince us that it's a different movie, you know? Oh well, I'm still pretty happy with the movie we got. I'm probably not the first to realize or even say this, but letting Venom have an origin story outside of Spider-Man opens up his world in a way that couldn't have happened if he was just Eddie Brock, the guy trying to get revenge on Peter Parker. His comic writers realized something similar when they moved him 3,000 miles away from Spidey. So that was the right call. That said, I do get why critics had problems with this film, even if I still believe the ratings are lower than they should be. The biggest issue I see is pacing, although it didn't bother me. My wife Julia isn't the biggest comic book movie fan. She mostly just entertains me and then is occasionally surprised by how good one is. But the one exception to that rule is always origin stories. She loves origin stories. So Venom's slightly drawn out prologue and setup didn't really bother either of us. They probably could have combined the cold open with everything before the 6-month jump, but ultimately it sets up Eddie Brock's downfall and gives him some time to spiral. I've read a bunch of reviews that complain that Venom can't decide on tone. If you've watched my Revenge of the Sith video, you know how I feel about mixing tones. And personally, I really like the blend of comedic, dramatic, and the occasional horror terror elements. Venom as a character is sort of goofy.
Now, let's bite all the heads off and pile them up in the corner.
Why would we do that?
Pile of bodies, pile of heads.
It takes him a bit to reveal that, but I really enjoyed it. I've seen enough T2 homages now that it was refreshing to see Venom be different.
I like her. Get in.
He's not just funny because he's so out of touch, he's funny because he's funny. And he admits to being a loser. And somehow that shared loserdom makes their relationship and Venom's sacrifice more impactful. He's more real. We probably have Deadpool's success for our anti-hero not taking himself too seriously, either of them.
I'm gonna go home, chase myself around a room, play hard to get.
But like I mentioned in the main section, it would be silly to not sing Tom Hardy's praises.
Yeah, well,
We all knew he'd kill it, but I was still impressed. Wonky dialogue that no man could sell popped up here and there, but all in all, just a solid character. Tom sells Eddie as a real person going through some weird crap even if he isn't the most fleshed out character. But hey, what can you ever really know about us YouTube weirdos? But since Eddie really wants to get back into the written word, the best way for him to get those words out there would be to create a custom, professional website using today's sponsor, Wix. Even with Eddie's part-time bad guy head-eating job, he'd have no trouble building a site with Wix's all-inclusive editor. They do all the background heavy lifting, you just plug and play. It's super intuitive and the results always speak for themselves. So many different themes and templates to choose from and each is customizable. One great thing is that if Eddie gets sick of writing, he can always fall back on his video style reporting and embed those videos right into the site with a click of a button. It really is this easy to create a pro site. Eddie, and more importantly, you can create anything you want, whether you're a novice, a business owner, or a professional website builder. So check out the URL on screen or click the link in the description to sign up and start building your site for your next project today. You thought I'd forget about the teaser frame. This is one I've been looking forward to for a long time. Everyone who's seen the movie will probably recognize it immediately, and the rest of you should read the comments so you can watch it before next week.
Do you feel me? What the hell are you? We are Venom.
Oh, you're using the made-up names. I'm Spider-Man then.